You Can Lead Too, Youth Perspectives on Leadership. Developed by the National Collaborative on Workforce and Disability for Youth at the Institute for Educational Leadership. Photos of youth and adults appear on the screen. Terriana Cox, Washington, D.C.
I would tell you that's out there and everywhere in all the states. If you want to have a goal, stick with it. Don't let it go. Go for it and run with it, because it's going to make you a better person.
Photos of youth and adults appear on the screen. Alexandra Sasha Firstman, St. Paul, Minnesota.
Let's say youth could move from a participatory role into a leadership role, primarily if they could find a mentor, and that doesn't necessarily have to be an adult. It could even be someone that's currently a youth that may have been doing something in that organization or wherever they're seeking a leadership role, and kind of piggybacking off of what they're doing. And also I would say it's really important to notice what you think good qualities are in a leader before you even try to step into that role. Because again, it's not about advancing yourself, it's about supporting the people around you and having a passion for improving other people's voice, not just setting yourself ahead. So as long as you recognize, once you start to really understand what people want, becoming a leader is so much easier because you're passionate about bringing other people's voices to the table. So moving from that participatory to that leadership role begins with listening to everyone else around you, having that mentor to guide you, and also not being afraid to ask questions or to make mistakes.
Photos of youth and adults appear on the screen. Bethany Boucher, Woonsocket, Rhode Island.
I would believe that youth can move from participating to leading efforts by volunteering first and just participating. But then once they get the grasp of it,
Madeline
just take
Miller,
small
Auburn,
roles.
Indiana.
Don't do too much research on how the group should be set up, how the room should be set up, how everything should go. Make it more natural. Just be you. Like, how would you want to talk to other teens like you? Just facilitate your support group like that.
Photos of youth and adults appear on the screen. Jamie Coughlin, Springfield, Pennsylvania.
And I want to advocate just for my community. Like, I'm trying to plan on going to talk to our police officers about certain type of seizures, because when people do hear seizures, they think of tonic-clonic and that's it. And for me, I was walking home one day and I ended up having one, and it was quick because I knew I had one, so that was nothing. I didn't get hurt or anything. But if I knew if I knew a police officer was like driving by, I don't think they would have known it was a seizure. They would have thought it was something else. So I definitely want to go and advocate, and talk to them about what to do, what to look for.
Photos of youth and adults appear on the screen. Brian Renfro, Bloomington, Minnesota.
So the youth who think they can't lead, I would say, don't think you can't, because I thought the same thing, and now I see myself as a leader. We all have our voices, we all can bring something to the table, we all contribute something, and you can lead in your own way. There's no one way to lead. So with that said, I think that you can't say that you can't. You can just only see your value and what you can bring to the table as a leader.
Photos of youth and adults appear on the screen. Pauline Thompson, Providence, Rhode Island.
Really be more involved in your IEP processes, your 504 plans, whatever plans it is that you have. Because you know, sometimes when it comes to young adults making these plans, it's mostly the adults doing it for them. And when they get to it, I'll say probably 8th grade, that's when they start to get involved in these whole processes. It's a meeting for them, but it's not them saying what they want, making the decisions. It's always the adults doing it. And sometimes they don't even get included. It's like you're just there just to be there. And I would definitely say, you know, if you find like you can be, before you even move on to high school, transition into college, if there's something you want to do, just definitely speak up and say something.
Photos of youth and adults appear on the screen. Tangakina Moi Moi, Long Beach, California.
My hope for youth who want to advocate for themselves is that it comes from the heart. It's heart driven. It's not saying what people want to hear, what they think people want to hear, but what's inside, what's coming out from your heart.
Photos of youth and adults appear on the screen. NCWD Youth wishes to thank the Youth Action Council on Transition for their involvement in the development of this video. Youth Act is an initiative of the National Collaborative on Workforce and Disability for Youth, led by the Institute for Educational Leadership. This video was produced under a cooperative agreement funded by the U.S. Department of Labor's Office of Disability Employment Policy. The opinions contained in this video are those of the grantee contractor and do not necessarily reflect those of the U.S. Department of Labor.